guys, Ash and Saph here, and Dragonheir Silent Gods. Welcome to the video. Saph, how you doing, man? What's up?
Yeah, I'm good today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. This is my favorite video, the spending guide. The spending guide. First of all, how viable is this game as a free-to-play? Before we talk about spending, because you know me, I like spending.
Yeah, I do love what is it, a 20 pull, a 10 pull, a 5 pull. I love getting more shards and different things, but yeah. One must observe the budget from time to time.
Indeed. And I would recommend, all jokes aside, I would recommend in all these games setting a budget and kind of sticking with it, because that's when you can get into trouble in these games, right? Is if you don't set a budget, every day seems like, I'll just do that, you know, and then you get out of control. But anyway, where do you want to start, man?
Yeah, so I think the first thing that you start with here is like, now if you have any experience playing Raid Shadow Legends or Watcher Realms or any of these other type of gacha games, you know, there is elements of this game that's going to be similar, but it's a much better model, I think, for, you know, making you feel like you can get something for your money in this game. So I suppose we should start first with these value packs. So where should you, if you want to spend money?
Yeah.
Where should you spend your money if you want to spend money? What is the best value?
Value in the game.
The value packs are your daily gem packs, your subscriptions. You basically pay for it once and then it'll last for 30 days and then it expires. They have two in Dragonheir. They've got a mining warrant, which is effectively a gem pack. You get 3,000 Wyrm Arrow, and most of that Wyrm Arrow you'll convert into summons at a 350 to 1 summon rate. So you can see, like, you get 3,000. So over a month, that is.
So that's like 10 summons I'm getting basically from this thing?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay.
I think so, about 8 to 10 summons, because about 350 per summon. You also get the 700 instant perk of the Dragon Gold. That's effectively another 700 marrow, because you normally just convert it at a 1-to-1 ratio.
Let's start there. We went over this in our last video, but just quickly, in case somebody's brand new to the game, talk about these three like premium resources, or the 2 premium resources, I guess.
Yeah, so you have 4 primary currencies. You've got gold. Yep. Everyone knows what gold does. It's
not
what
pictured
you use to
here. Yep.
It's pictured right at the bottom there in the 3 ears. You can see there's a battle bonus. That's gold. You have then the food, which you can see at the top right. That is your energy for the day. You'll use that to farm dungeons. That is how energy works. And then you have 2 gem currencies. You've got the sort of red dice, which is Wyrm Arrow. This is essentially the currency that you get a lot around the quest explorations. They give you a ton of it in game, to be fair. You get quite a lot of it. And the main use of Wyrm Arrow is to get summoning dice. That is where you should really use it more than anything else. You can use it for buying food upgrades a little bit, but generally I always recommend you need to get all the epics and legendaries. Once you get a hero, you don't have to get them again, right? There's no like excessive sort of like you need to keep summoning to get them. You can get them all, and once you get them once, you can keep that hero. So you really want to like flesh out your roster so you have lots of available options to you. Most people should be converting their Wyrm Arrow into Heliolite dice. And then the final one we've got here is the Dragon Crystal. This is only available by buying. You have to buy it in the store.
The most premium, got you.
Exactly. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, you'll convert your Dragon Crystal into Wyrm Arrow on a 1-to-1 ratio. But sometimes they might do some special in-game events, special promotions where you exchange Dragon Crystals for some items or some like currencies or cosmetics or things like that.
So if you do get the Dragon Crystals, then would it behoove you to spend them all right away, or just sit on them until you know you're going to summon that day? Because what if an event pops up that's really good, you know?
It's super rare. It normally happens on the Dungeons and Dragons event. They have like a collaboration every season between the Dungeons and Dragons. That's normally when there's some sort of pack, and normally it's only about 1,400 Dragon Crystals, so it's not too pricey to just get that one, and it's normally quite a good pack as well. I normally would just convert it straight away into Wyrm Arrow because you just want to get heroes. That's the fun part. Those are the 4 currencies, and you have 2 subscriptions, which is the mining warrant. That gives you some Dragon Crystal and Wyrm Arrow, and you get basically 100 a day. And the daily supply from 3 years, I always recommend, if you're serious about playing the game, this one is the best one to get.
Okay, that was cheaper. Saph's head is covering it, but it's $4.99 versus. Thank you. It's $4.99 US dollars versus the $10 one. So you recommend the daily supply from 3 ears?
Exactly, because you get 2 things more than you just get. The mining one is just gems, but here. You get multi-battles, which, unless you complete the event, is the only other place you can get multi-battles, which a lot of people would be like, oh, that's terrible. It is and it isn't. You don't have to run half as many dungeons in Dragonheir. It's not too bad.
Okay.
You also get 20% more gold, which when you start upgrading higher level game becomes a real problem. But you also get 30 saved teams. And when we do our video on saved teams, this will blow everyone's minds when they've come from like Raid Shadow Legends or other things. This game has the best team and loadout manager I've ever seen in any game.
Ooh,
and
I'm excited to see
really
that.
Good.
Okay, okay. And you said in our last video that team building is really what this game is all about. In your
building fun new teams and experimentation is where this game is all fun. Well, that's where the fun of this game really exists.
Okay, cool. Okay, so is there anything? So these are the best values in the game, straight up.
Yeah. So if you're playing the game seriously, then getting one or both of these subscriptions is kind of like a healthy way to play. Spend your money. It's probably the best.
I think that's a good, and I'm not encouraging, like I'm not going to keep repeating it here, but like, and this is a sponsored channel, but at the same time, I'm not here to, be responsible as always. And you can enjoy the game free to play if you want to as well. However, for $15 a month, I think it's a pretty good, like this is the way I look at things, Saph, is like outside of YouTube, obviously I spend more because I'm making the content. I want to have it all, yada, yada, yada. But if I was just playing these games as just a player, not making content on them, I would do this because, like, for me, I look at it as, okay, this is going to help me out a lot. And it's kind of my entertainment fee, like going to see a movie or whatever, as a monthly thing,
Yeah, it reminds me of the old World of Warcraft
subscription model almost.
Pay a sub for it a month, like, it feels pretty natural. It's not like it's not really a microtransaction. It's almost like, okay, this is me paying to play the game that I really enjoy playing.
Correct. Okay. I feel the same way, but to each their own. Dragon Crystal offers. Usually I stay clear of this stuff. What do you think?
So these are very different a little bit. So these are like, this is like buying the premium currency. This is where you would get them from.
Yeah.
But what is different, look like you were buying it. Oh no, quick.
$500, you have no choice of carrier, and the reception isn't very...
Shut up and take my money.
No, not my personal info.
Wait.
Okay.
Close.
Okay.
So what's special about these is every season they give you a double bonus. So you see all these at the moment, double. You have one-time purchase where you get double.
Oh, that's okay. That's sneaky, Saph. That's sneaky.
But actually, it's really often it's quite a good value for money if you want to, like, when you start a season, you want to get those new heroes.
If you want to splurge one time, it's
exactly yeah. And if you think about it, like we talked about before, it's like $3.50 is a summon, so you get 2 summons for $5, and the bonus is basically giving you a bonus summon there. So these are the ones I would definitely say, unless you really you're used to spending money in these games, you kind of stay away from these. You might pick up, like, for example, the Dungeons and Dragons collaboration. When it happens, maybe they have like this special Dragon Crystal pack, and it's actually going to give you lots of free exclusive stuff, and you want it, well, you might be able to get it. Like, they're not normally more than like 1,000 Dragon Crystals, so that's $10, $15, whatnot. Okay. So, but this is the one I would stay away from if you're not into, like, you don't want to get down the rabbit hole of spending lots of money.
Got you. And if you are gonna splurge, you could just do it one time, right? Get the double, right?
Yeah, get the double, because it resets every season. Now,
all right, we get the treasure market, man. Well, this is where things get complicated for yours truly.
Can you see the one thing you should always get? This is the best thing you can buy in the game. I love this thing.
The Epic Hero Selectable Chest?
Yes. Do you know how amazing this is? This allows you to spend $1 and you can pick the epic you want.
Ooh.
Any epic in the game.
Who the hell should we pick, bro?
There's 3 good ones. There's 3 really good ones, which is Garius, Voresh, and Frubath. Those are really, really good ones.
Are there one out of those 3 that are tougher to get?
If you hit the chest, can you preview it? Let's have a look, see if it works. Yeah, there you go. If you rewards preview, you can literally pick any one you want.
What?
Your choice.
I can even get random. Elvis?
You can get Elvis. Elvis is in the game, yeah. Elvis in the game. Haraman, Fira. And this is so good for people because... Okay,
tell me your number 1 choice.
My number 1 choice is probably Garius or Frubath.
Garius, right there.
Garius or Frubath or Voresh. I would say anyone who's playing this, Garius, Frubath, or Voresh, so good. Garius is like one of the strongest tanks when you put him with an artifact you can get. Like, if you can get a duplicate legendary, which is very difficult, if you get the artifact, he becomes like the best tank in the game. Voresh is super good with any Sigrid team because he kind of like throws out loads of debuffs and then Sigrid can clear them all up. And Frubath is a very strong tank healer. I don't know where he's on this list. Frubath. Yeah,
they don't really do it. Oh, there he is. All right.
He's a great tank for your team because he can heal at the same time. So those 3 are kind of like the best options. But for $1 to find the missing gap,
$1.
$1.
It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a $1 bill.
So good. These more games should do this type of things. It's not going to break the game to get one epic, but it's really good.
Anything else here even worth looking at, in your opinion?
This is now the top Kraken tiering.
This is the Kraken stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's worth looking at if you feel like, you know, being a Kraken.
Yeah, like you can see, like, just if you want to book a hero, it's like $50 there. This is the Kraken stuff. Like, this is the stuff you really want to stay away from. Unless you absolutely don't care about it.
Yeah.
The new season perks are not too bad. The limited purchases ones, the three that you see here, like the new season perk for like $50,
these guys?
You get quite a lot. Yeah, the ones the gold ones, because you could only buy them a certain amount of time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they refresh every season essentially.
Oh, okay. I see it.
So it just helps you get some scrolls. They're not too bad, but these are the more expensive ones.
Okay. If you were gonna whale out, if you were the dirtiest whale, like an Ash, which one would you whale out on? Or I guess it just depends on what you need, right?
So you start with the Dragon Crystal offers.
Yeah.
And then once you've bought the doubles of those,
then you move on.
You then go to the treasure market, and then you buy the Heliolite Miracle Chest.
Yeah.
And once you've bought that, then you buy the Heliolite Rush Chest twice, and then you stop spending money.
Okay. Daily supply store. So this is actually currency that it does not cost US dollars or wherever you're from, pounds in your case. But this actually costs the worm marrows. So what's best to buy here and what's worst to buy here? What should you stay away from and what should you, what, if anything, do you recommend to actually spend? I'm guessing, based on your advice thus far, Saph, it's only the Heliolite dice, basically.
I would recommend, until you start getting to the point where you have every legendary in the game, which is very unlikely unless you spend a lot of money. Like I've not spent too much. I've probably spent a couple of $100s on my main account over 6 months.
Yeah.
And I have nowhere near half as many legendaries as some of the players who've spent a lot. There are some like cool things to buy. One of the things to note here is you actually have to pay 350 gems to actually open an alliance, which I never really understand why games put like a currency to create a team, but you do, which is quite
Where the heck is that? Oh, this guy, the Alliance Rally ticket?
To create an alliance, which is a clan in this game, you have to spend 350 marrow, but you only have to do that once.
Well, we're going to create a clan. That video could be coming up maybe next.
Yes.
So, or an alliance. So we got to save up We got to sacrifice a whole Heliolite dice just to make our alliance, damn it.
It's kind of silly, but I don't really know why they do it. I would never buy the gold. I would never buy the champion invitations, which is your arena tickets. I would never buy an apprentice scroll, an alliance renaming voucher, unless you really want to rename your alliance, or an auto raid ticket. I wouldn't buy any of those.
Okay.
Sometimes it's nice to buy the first refill of food, like the bread. But it's a scaling cost. So like the first one's 50, the next one's 100, the next one's, it gets really pricey. But sometimes it's nice to buy like 60 up front if you just want to do an extra bit of dungeons. No. We save.
Okay, we save on our account.
And I wouldn't necessarily get the Master Scrolls. I wouldn't get the Master Scrolls. I think there's better ways to do it. But if you're desperate for scrolling, then you can. I think
Master Scrolls are legendary scrolls, right?
Yeah. Books
legendary skill tomes, essentially. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So Scholar Scrolls are epic.
And Apprentice Scrolls are rare.
You will eventually get plenty of Apprentice Scrolls. And there are other ways to acquire them that it's almost like a last resort to get them for Weirmarrow. You will, but predominantly, and they're saying that they're a bestseller, Heliolite dice is what you spend your Weirmarrow on because that is access to heroes and heroes drive the game. So
okay. All right. Well, there it is. That's the spending guide. Any final notes?
There is one more thing.
Yeah.
The Battle Pass.
The Battle Pass.
Everyone knows this Battle Pass is. So the Battle Pass is the Walker's Trails. Now, this thing is kind of like, if you're a low spender, you buy the 2 subscriptions. If you want to be like a low to mid.
Where is the Battle Pass, Saph?
It's the Walker's Trails.
Ah, the Walker's Trails. Where's the Walker's Trail? Oh, right in front of my face.
There it is. Yeah.
Sorry, brah. Yep.
As we know with these battle passes now, there's a free track. You get some pretty good rewards, and then there is a premium track. So you can slide across here. You can see all the different rewards, and you can see down. It's very rewarding. You get some legendary summons. You get a lot of food, like refills, which is very good. Like refreshes, like we used to like energy pots,
energy,
in Raid.
Stamina. Yeah.
Crystals. You get some Philosopher's Stones where you can convert
these at the end. Child of Chaos Avatar. Okay.
Some avatars. So if you kind of go to like unlock extra rewards, it can kind of you can kind of see all of the prices there if you click on that button.
Well, that was my next question. Is a 2-part question. So it's $20, and I imagine it lasts you basically a month.
Yep, it will. It will. If you don't complete it, you'll lose it. So you need to make sure you're playing. If you commit to the Walker selection, you need to commit to playing the missions, and you basically advance it by doing daily, and then you'll have some weekly quests. Pretty much as long as you play regularly, you'll finish by week 3 of the battle pass. Okay. You'll have like a 4th week, so you can have some spare days. But you can see like the payoff you get here, specifically like the essence of creation, which you can really only get from summoning, and things like the worsr. You get basically 10 summons, 10 legendary summons from this. And if you think the price we were just looking at for 18 legendary summons was $100, it's a pretty good exchange of sort of summons per this, plus all these extra materials in terms of like, you get, I think, about 20 or 10 refills of food, which is quite a lot. With 14,
yeah, okay, so the question begs itself, for $20 a month, let's just say, if someone was compelled to choose between those and the passes that we opened up talking about, what would you go? Let's just say, hey, you know, I'm at a $20 a month cap on this game. Would you be better off going with both of these or the battle pass?
Well, basic math would tell you if you get the 3 supply ears, then you're only going to get 900 bread and 350. Well, 14 refills, I believe. If you press the plus for me and just double check this number, I always forget this. On the bread, if you press the plus on the bread, it should tell you exactly how much you get from an epic refill. There you go. If you hover over, is it going to tell you?
It's not going to tell me.
It's not going to tell me. That's terrible.
Unbelievable. Can I convert? No. No.
Which is always great, but I think it gives you a 120 refill, I believe. Yeah, 120. That's off the top of my head. I just remember this. Okay. 120. So in theory, if you get 14 in the battle pass, well, that gives you double nearly the amount of bread. So if you're going to choose between the battle pass and the subscriptions, the battle pass will be more rewarding.
If you think you're going to play for a month, you actually got to achieve that stuff versus you just get it. But you know, even the multi-battlers or whatever, or the squad size, you think even with those factors in, it's still probably the battle pass would be your choice?
You can play pretty well with just 15 because that's your default. They double it basically. So you can play it. The gold is nice. The multi-battles you can earn from events, and none of those things apart from the squad limit size is really like exclusive. You can get like every time they throw an event, you'll get some multi-battles.
All right. So,
but it's still good. So
you're 2 subscriptions. Well, I would say Battle Pass number 1, 2 subscriptions number 2, or actually I'll go the daily supply from the 3 ears number 2, Worm Marrow 3, and then after that maybe a one-time purchase here would be like your 4th best option. So there we go, Saph. I feel like
with the $1 chest is the number 1. Always get the $1 chest.
The $1 chest too.
Even remotely seriously, that is the best offer I've ever seen in any of these gacha games. Like a $1 pick your own hero. And in Dragonheir, epic champions are just as good as legendaries in the right situation.
Woo! All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and buy my epic hero selectable chest, guys. And I guess that will wrap up our buyer's guide. Saph, you've been invaluable in terms of your information as always. I'll see you on the next one, man. Thank you for doing this.
No worries.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Let us know. Do you plan on being free to play? Do you plan on taking advantage of any of these value packs, the battle pass? Let us know what your decisions have been or will be in the comments below. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.